friends, this is Jeannie. Welcome back. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I have an abundance of wallpaper, my friends. I am not kidding when I say I have books and books upon more books of wallpaper. I have decided to try to do better with using the wallpaper. So I am going to start making a series of quick, fun projects using my wallpaper. And I am going to start by making a super simple little journal. I don't want to overthink this journal, so I'm going to make it super simple. I pulled one of my favorite pieces of wallpaper. I absolutely adore this wallpaper. It has a nice texture to it. I like the design. I like the gold. It's a nice big size. Actually pretty big, which will make it super easy for me to cut it down to whatever size I need. I have some coffee dyed papers, some doilies that have also been dyed. I have some music paper and a couple of other different type papers that I would like to incorporate into this journal. Again, I am going to keep it super simple. I am not going to embellish the journal much in the beginning because the whole point of this little book is for me to have a spot where I can try different things inspired by different magazines that I have. I have so many magazines that are just tabbed with little post-its of different things that I would like to try. So, all that being said, let's get to this. I'm just going to start by folding these papers in half. Is my finished signature. Super easy. It is going to be a one signature journal. I'm keeping the pages, as I said, very simple with just a couple of little specialty papers here and there. The wallpaper needs to be cut to size, so I am going to just mark this using a pencil. I think the width is good. I just need to trim a little bit off of the height of the paper. Around there seems about right. Let me get my paper trimmer. I love these quick little journals. There is absolutely zero pressure. That is perfect. Now I do want to line my wallpaper. For that, I'm going to use some sticky back canvas. I have this canvas. This is by Ranger, actually. And it's pretty old. It's been in my stash for a little bit. It says here 2010. Yeah, that's how long I've had it. And I got this way back when at Tuesday morning. But I love this canvas. I'm going to use this to line the back of the wallpaper. It's not quite big enough, but I think I can Frankenstein this together and make it work. So let me cut. We'll measure first and then we will cut. So let's see. 8 3/4. So let's start with that cut. Maybe what I will do is put some Tyvek down the center where I will be sewing the signature, and then just have 2 panels on either side. Make sure that the height. So the height is right in each. It's 8 3/4 by what? By 7 3/4. Well, I'm not going to have 7 3/4. It's going to have to be 6. So we're definitely going to need some Tyvek. We will make it work. Got this at about the 6th mark. And then we could either put some Tyvek down the center, or I can just piece this. I can just piece this. Why don't I just do that? Might as well use it since I have it. So I need to cut this to about 8 3/4 as well. I have this little scrap I'm going to keep. I can always stamp on that. So I think we will start by putting the center piece. I'm going to put some glue. It is sticky back canvas, but it's not super sticky, and I definitely don't want this to lift later on. Pretty sure I have a little scraper here I can use. Perfect. Nice. And then each of these will go over. Oh wow, this one's a little short. Oopsie. Oh my goodness. Okay, that's okay. I'll put a little trim over that. C'est la vie. Sometimes it happens. We can add a little trim here and a little trim there, and all is good. So I am going to add some more glue. Well, that's a shame. Had I taken more care when laying down that center piece, that wouldn't have happened, but such is life. Not gonna cry about it. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. So I will find some trim. I have tons of trim. It's a good opportunity to use more of my stash. Boy, I am just batting 1,000. Look, I even put too much glue there. Goodness gracious. What is up with me today? I am off my game. I definitely have some wide trims I can use to cover that up. I'm more annoyed that I didn't take the time to do it right, but that's okay. Okay. We can definitely find some pretty trim. I have tons of trim. Oof, there is a sound. Okay. Let me just clean up my desk a little bit because I have glue everywhere and that's exactly what I don't want. Alrighty, I have this super pretty trim right here which I think will work out perfect. I will adhere some of this trim and it will do a perfect job covering up this boo-boo, including the extra glue that I put on the canvas. So that's fantastic. Let's go ahead and do that. Get my scissors. I might even leave the little excess on the top. I kind of like the way that looks there. I am going to need 2 pieces. Perfect. Isn't this pretty? So pretty. I've had it in my stash for a little bit too. We have some excess on the top and the bottom, but that's okay. I think it's time for a new bottle of fabric tack. going to do the same thing on the other side. That's very pretty. Looks like I do have to do a little trimming on the outside. So let me go ahead and do that now. Okay, I got the trimming done. I like the excess on the top. I'm not sure how I feel about the bottom, but I will leave that as is for now. I can always trim it later. So I think the inside looks really pretty. A little bit of distress is what I want to do. So I'm going to take my ground espresso and just distress all the edges of the journal, the cover that is. Okay. This is the finished journal cover. I do like the way it turned out. It's soft, it's flexible. I like the textures, and I think it works out well for what it is. A very simple, one signature journal with a wallpaper cover. So next step is to sew my signature into the journal. I am going to use my clips to bind the pages together while I do the sewing. Let me find the center. Here's the center. I use more clips than is really necessary, but that's just how I operate. You do whatever works for you. Point is, I want all the papers secured together so I don't get any funny business while I'm trying to sew it into the signature. This one should be relatively simple and easy to sew because for the most part, all of the pages are the same size. It's one of the advantages of doing a simple signature. Okay, I think that works. I'm not going to create a template for the holes for the signature. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to eyeball it. Let me get my thread and needle and get this signature sewn in. I have my thread. This thread is wax coated. I have my needle. I'm going to do a 3-hole pamphlet stitch. It's really all that I need to do. In terms of the length of the thread, it's 3 times the height of the journal, plus a tiny bit more. That's the formula I use, and it always works out well for me. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm also going to pin the signature to the journal cover itself so it doesn't shift while I'm sewing. So I'll double check the placement. That'll do. So I think what I will do, just to make life a little easier, is I will pre-make the holes. That will go a long, long way to making life easier. I'm going to start on the inside, center. I'm going to just to make sure I don't lose that tail end of that thread there, just pin that there. And just like that, signature is sewn in. If you have seen my past journal making videos, then you will know I like to leave the tail end of my thread a little long so that I have the option of adding thread, not thread, of adding charms. I tied that off, and then for whatever reason it's feeling loose. I don't like that, so I'm going to have to carefully undo this knot. And just pull that a little tighter. Much better. I did decide to go with the gold color thread. I was debating between the gold and the dark gray. Either worked, but decided to go with the gold to pick up more on the gold of the leaves on the outside. And that is my super simple one signature journal with a wallpaper cover. It is really nice. I love the texture on the front. Let me clean up here a little bit, and then we will do a quick flip through of this journal, but she is done. Here's the finished journal. Let's do a quick little flip through. Definitely a very simple journal. All I used was some wallpaper, some coffee dyed paper, and a few sheets of paper from different books, some dyed paper doilies, if you don't have coffee dyed paper and dyeing paper is not your thing, you don't want to do it because it's a little bit of a tedious process if you ask me, just use whatever papers you have. Maybe you have an old book, an old magazine, just rip those pages out of the old magazine or the old book. Or you can go to the Dollar Tree, get yourself a book. Fold them in half. Find some wallpaper. And you can make something like this. So that is my share for this video, my friends. Like I said, what I'm going to do with this book is try some different things. I read lots of great magazines like Somerset Studios, Daphne's Diaries, the Art Journal magazine. I read that one as well. I have some fashion magazines that I like to fussy cut images from. I have some vintage home journal and gardening type magazines that I have been harvesting. And I just need a spot where I could do some collaging and do some quick little projects inspired by the magazines that I read. So I thought this would be a good spot to do that. I will, of course, share those sessions with you, either the entire process or the finished product, depending on my work schedule. But yeah, happy the way it turned out. More importantly, happy that I got it done in a day. If you have any questions, my friends, be sure to leave them down below. I will catch you all in my next video, my friends. Until next time, bye bye.